divisive, like, propaganda that's out there these days that is like super misogynistic or super like man-hating feminist that I also see. I'm also a feminist, by the way, but I happen to believe in the true nature of equality, and not equality how you might think I mean it, meaning like everyone plays their part in an equal way. So it's like a team.
Right.
And I think we have to like know how to play to each other's strengths and weaknesses. And like, so if we were in a relationship, right, I might be good at or let's just say this, I have 4 degrees, right? Let's just say I founded a company, which I did, and it's doing really well. Okay. And let's just say, for example, you have a great job, but it's not doing like the company. Okay. So maybe that's what I'm doing right now. But what could you be doing? Obviously, there's a role that you could play that doesn't have anything to do with money. Maybe you're really good at managing the finances.
Maybe they're good at cuddling.
Right? Maybe. But I mean, but still, or maybe if I'm busy working all the time, maybe you actually don't mind doing domestic labor, right? Like, or maybe we can find a way, maybe we're both super successful and you have a business and I have a business and we're both busy. So we hire people to do the domestic labor so that we can spend time together and like figure out how to coexist,
right,
and play to each other's strengths and weaknesses. And maybe instead of being like, this guy has to be super masculine and I have to be in my feminine energy all the time, maybe we could shift. Maybe we could coexist in a way that works for us, that's per couple, instead of like a generalized thing.
And I totally agree with that. I do. I think I don't think it's wrong. Also, I know we've talked about this as far as boundaries and all that, to set. Everybody's looking for the right fit when it comes to matching with someone. But I need women to understand, just like high value women don't kind of need you, don't need it. When I say you as the men, it works the same way. And most women, as we already said, date up, high value men are not going to put up with your bullshit.
So 50,000 women in line.
And the more boundaries you put up, and that's all I'm saying, is the more standards you put, the more boundaries you put, you're going to lose that.
Wait, hold on. Okay, I think we're using the wrong words, because we want boundaries and standards, but I think barriers, maybe like.
Barriers is a better word.
Right.
Well, the boundaries and standards are barriers. And what I'm saying is, and I'm not telling you what to do. I am telling you what is happening. So your boundaries, and now obviously there are boundaries that are very important. When I say not all boundaries are legitimate, okay? If your boundary is I only eat purple Skittles and you should only serve me purple Skittles, the guy's leaving, okay? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking, okay, there are legitimate boundaries and there are stupid ones, okay? I'm talking about that when those guys, okay, whether you like it or not, don't need you. Just like women don't need men either. Okay. And this is again, going back to the societal changes that are affecting dating in general. This is both sexes here. I'm not talking about just one. I'm not just saying that men will leave women. Of course, there's a lot of women who are like, bye, next one. I got guys lined up. Right. So it is what it is. So where is that? Now, if they're both up here, honestly, I don't know what happens. But if the scale is skewed, I don't know. But if the scales are skewed, one person is always going to have power of the other one. Okay. Now,
but power dynamics in relationships are terrible.
It is 100%. I am not disagreeing with you, but that is the reality. Now, you as a person can choose whether you want to put yourself in that position or choose not to. But if you keep chasing like people who may be out of your league, and I'm sorry to say that, but that is true for a lot of people.
It's a true statement.
If they're out of your league and you're setting these standards, they don't need to stay with you. So are you that's the self-reflection. to men and women, both of you out there, are you dating within your league? If you're somebody, for example, who does not like to work out, who does not like to, you want to just sit down and eat chips all day and stuff, please do not get mad and quit dating just because you can't get a fitness model. She's not looking for you. She's a fitness model. Just like a fitness model dude is not going to be with somebody who's more heavy.
Sometimes.
Does it exist? Yes, I'm talking average. Does it exist? 100%. I knew a Caribbean guy with a six-pack, and his lady was a big lady, and I loved him for that. And you rock on. But that is the exception, not the rule, people. That is the exception, not the rule. Okay, I am sorry, but I'm here to give you a reality check. There is exceptions to everything. Everything. Nothing is an absolute. But let's face reality. Just because it's this like dream that, yes, are there NBA players? Sure, of all colors. Do I think I'm going to end up on the NBA? No. Okay? It's a fantasy. So to grow up and thinking that me at 5'8" is going to be an NBA player is stupid. Okay? It's just not real. Okay? Could it happen? Is there? I don't know. I'm sure there's a 5'8" NBA player out there. Maybe.
Oh, how tall was Spud Webb?
What's that?
I'm like, how tall was Spud Webb? Wasn't he like 5'9"?
What I'm saying is, in the history of NBA, I'm sure there was a 5'8" player at some point. That's an exception, not the rule, people. Okay,
right? Fair.
So again, anything I say, I'm not speaking in absolutes, but people do need to start looking at these realities. And I will say, I think when it comes to the social media and the dating apps, I think it has inflated women's egos very high. And that has affected part of the societal thing again. Like, it goes back to societal changes. Women are told. Have you ever looked at what men's advice from other men are compared to how women?
Yes, and it's crazy sometimes.
So women, I feel, do a disservice to each other by honestly lying to each other sometimes. And I'm not talking about advice. I'm talking about when it's a close friend, when it's your close girlfriend. Women don't seem to be honest with them. It's always about uplifting and cheering, and I'm like, that's great, but are you helping somebody see where they're at? Are you helping them see their flaws that maybe they need to work on? Because that's where accountability comes in, and we need to start taking accountability for our actions than just giving up dating and telling men how they're safer in the woods with a bear than they are with men. And
well, honey, sometimes that's true.
Okay. Good luck with the bear. Okay, ladies, good luck.
And it's not if you're safer, it's would you rather be. So it's a choice they're making.
You can carry bear spray in the woods, and you can carry bear spray in your purse.
You can carry pepper spray.
Yeah,
and a taser like I do.
And you can do that too. But leave the.
Or you could get really handsome, strong boyfriend, and then
exactly. So it's silly, and honestly, ladies, just like I harp on men all the time when they say stupid and cringy shit all the fucking time on why they've checked out and their dating struggles, and I have to tell women the same thing. I think a lot of them it's a load of shit. Okay, it's a load of shit. So because you have to look at actions and not just what they say. And when you see countless videos, or just in my own stories of women I follow, okay, and I know them personally, and I know what they say, and how they, I guess, want to be perceived by everybody, but then their stories are all these cringy Pinterest, emotional things, and it's like, well, which is it? Are you happy being alone, or do you want a guy? Because those things do not match up. Okay, like, are you trying to convince yourself, or are you trying to convince everybody? I'm confused here, and men pick up on that. And I'm gonna be honest with you. For me, and this is personal. For me, it's a turnoff. It is a turnoff. When I see women continuously posting these Pinterest-style memes, of just don't do it. Don't do it after a breakup. Don't do it. Like, it makes you look weak. Honestly, I'm just giving this is honest advice to men and women. Don't do that. Don't post the breakup song and all that. Like just don't put yourself in that position. It's not good. It's cringy.
I just don't like, side note, I just don't like public displays of personal
Yeah.
stuff. Like I don't like drama playing out on social media. I find
Yeah.
that so cringy. But that's just me. But what I wanted to say too is I think a lot of women are also confused. So I think it's honestly, like I think it's a
Fair
really
enough.
confusing time for both men and women because the things are changing. There is an evolution happening within men and there is an evolution happening within women, and we can't go backwards. So what we have to do is we have to find a new way to correlate to each other, to build a new way of being masculine and feminine and in healthy ways. And I think a lot of the conversations out there are super bullshit because it's giving all this bad advice to men that is making them do things
Give
weird,
us an example. Give it like a
and
example.
advice to women, like for example, okay, for example, women, they're being told like don't go 50-50. That's an example for women. And is giving the expectation, and now hear me out because I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but is giving the expectation of that this man should pay for everything. Okay. Now, if you're a woman who is open to dating someone at your level or maybe slightly below, okay, and you're living in the economy that, like, I'm in the United States right now. So you're living in an economy where it's a tight economy, like things are expensive, okay, and you're having this expectation of a man to pay for everything, right? And it might not be realistic for him to be able to pay. I'm not saying he shouldn't pay for your first dates and stuff like that. I think it's an investment into a woman to pay for that stuff, and you will get a return on that investment at a later time, if you're a match and all of those. But it's a gamble like with anything. But if you don't take a risk, you don't get a reward, right? And I think women are being told, like, so when you get into a relationship, maybe this guy, and especially a young guy who's like in his 20s, it may not have his life, early 20s, may not have his life at a point where he can be a sole provider for a woman yet, right? And so there are times when being 50-50 and working as a team, as a partnership, is going to be beneficial and better than just expecting the man to pay for everything if he's at a certain level of life. Not every woman, like you said before, not every woman is going to date the millionaire, is going to date the guy that's going to be able to provide her with this trad wife
And you have
lifestyle
to
or
be,
this.
yeah, and you have to be realistic that in today's world, families can't survive unless both parties are working.
Exactly.
That is a 50-50 type of household. We
Exactly.
do not live in the old world. This is how the world
Exactly.
works. So